Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Friday morning. Don't worry about when we're recording it. It's bold predictions. We're back. I completely dominated last week. Zack Carpenter is here again. That's Berm and Chives. Spencer Holbrook. I am Austin Ward, the king of score predictions.
Yeah.
Berm, tell them what happened last week.
Spencer, what's your first prediction this week?
My first bold prediction. I'm glad that everybody was letting me go first.
Yeah.
Do we let him go and not
Yes.
talk over him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, was that a trick of the camera? Did we just edit straight past you talking about my score prediction?
Spencer, what is it about the Maryland defense that you think will give Ohio State's offense
Wow.
So I am going to actually go first because everyone's going to take mine. 4 Ohio State interceptions.
Why is everyone going to take this?
Because it's an
That number's pretty low. Have you ever watched Maryland play?
I'm
that's
thinking
what I was
at
thinking.
least 4.
Well, now he said at least.
I was talking to somebody earlier. It's like, wouldn't it be more bold to say no interceptions against Maryland this weekend?
Talia Tagovailoa takes a lot of risks. He doesn't look like a very graceful passer. This Ohio State defense, for all of the warts that it's had, has caused quite a few turnovers, and I think that's going to continue because he doesn't take very good care of the football. And we can talk about how he was leading the country leading the Big Ten, not throwing any interceptions until he faced a good defense. I'm not going to call Ohio State's defense good yet, but it's progressing to that point. I think the stats are only trending upward, and it's going to be a very long night for somebody who likes to take risks against a defense that's learning how to take advantage of those risks. At least 4 interceptions.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that Ohio State's defense is good. I was Akron and Rutgers, I know, but there just seems like there's schematically with the re-energized unit with the young players they're throwing in there. Rejuvenated, re-energized, something or other. Yeah, I think that they're turning a corner even if they are playing subpar opponents. And I know I just gave Spencer grief for his prediction, but mine is a 4th straight defensive touchdown for Ohio State's defense, and to make
What did you predict 4 of them?
all right, now I just want to pile on now.
Yeah, do it.
So
See?
to make
That's what happens when you pull
I
punches.
tried to get them to fight each other on talking stuff on Wednesday.
well, we were in a Zoom, so we couldn't get after
But you're
it.
here now.
So anyway, that's why we're on opposite sides. You notice that me and Spencer are usually right next to each other. This time we got the middleman in between. It's like an NBA
Finish your
fight
thought.
where everyone has to get it in between you. Cam Martinez is going to be the guy to return that pick 6. I want to make Berm happy and smile.
Everyone is
I think-
stealing everyone's predictions.
Like we talked about Denzel Burke, that interception, that was a complete result of Cam Martinez sitting back in cover 2, and then it forced that throw over the top. I think he's going to be in that type of coverage again on Saturday, and then he's going to have plenty of opportunities. So now you guys go with your defensive predictions.
Are you going to make predictions this week or no?
Okay, so last week I said Travion Henderson was going to break the Ohio State school rushing record against Rutgers. That was wrong. Okay?
It was.
He only had 8 carries.
It was very wrong.
If he would have got 30 carries, he would have broken the record.
He sure would have.
Okay, so let's just be clear that I was right in spirit. Okay?
I don't think that's how this works.
This week, though, we're going to start on offense. 100 yards receiving for Olave, Wilson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba against Maryland. All 3 of them will top the 100-yard mark for the 2nd time this season and for the 2nd time in Ohio State history. That's where we'll start. Nice and easy.
I wish that Spencer and Zach would get the memo about this being a bold predictions show.
Yeah.
I really do. There's going to be 5 Ohio State interceptions, and 2 of them are going to be returned for touchdowns. And I'll tell you one better. Sevyn Banks is going to have both of them.
Wow.
Oh my.
He is gaining strength on that injured ankle. He's starting to practice much better. He's gaining confidence, and he had this gleam in his eye on Wednesday night when talk of Maryland's Loxleyan offense was brought up, and the
In that system?
flood of interceptions from Tua Tito against Iowa last week. There's a lot of licking of the chops going on for Ohio State, and I think that it's going to be quite entertaining to watch for Ohio State fans, and probably not safe for Maryland fans to watch. Number 2, are you going to go second again, Spencer?
No.
Spencer, go.
Berm, go ahead.
We've established an order. It goes you, then him, then me, then you.
That's Snake draft.
That's the way this way is going.
It's not our normal.
All right.
This
So
is
the entire dynamic's kind of
Okay.
thrown off.
Yeah, I don't like
I'll
it.
go again. I'm good.
Do it.
There's a story on Lettermen Row about him right now from me. Marcus Crowley will have 100 yards rushing in this game. Will have 100 yards rushing. He is. I asked him if it was kind of ironic, I guess funny maybe, that 2 years after he gets hurt against Maryland.
I don't think he thought that was funny.
But 2 years after he gets hurt against Maryland,
It was actually hilarious.
He ends up playing Maryland
tore my
again
ACL.
as a potential breakout candidate in this offense. And there is some of that full circle, I guess, perspective there. And as Ohio State mounts this massive lead on the back of apparently 2 7-bank pick sixes, Cam Martinez pick six, 4 interceptions. TreVeyon Henderson is not. TreVeyon Henderson's
Well,
not
it's not
going.
collective.
Oh, it's not aggregate? Okay.
Spencer, you just have to power through it.
TreVeyon Henderson's not going to need to run the ball very much, which sucks for him because there's a lot of value on his Heisman odds right now, but they're not worth it because he doesn't get the amount of carries that would let him have these 300-yard rushing games like he really should have. So Marcus Crowley can be a valuable asset in this offense, especially in a blowout where he's going to receive carries from the second quarter on. And so I think he'll have 100 yards rushing in this game and really announce himself as a member of this running back room and as somebody who can be the backup ultimately when everyone's healthy.
It kind of sucks because that's what I was gonna pick a Marcus Crowley center bowl prediction, and then I copied his first one too, his first bowl prediction. So now I'm scrambling a little bit.
That's why he's staring bullets at us. He's like, now he's trying to.
He gave his little shameless plug for the story on Lettermen Row for his own stories. All right, you just gave me crap for not giving a bold enough prediction because, I mean, calling punt returns for touchdowns and kick returns for touchdowns, that's as bold as it gets,
It
right?
absolutely is the boldest thing
that
that
doesn't
you
have
can
one
do.
in 8 years.
Yeah, you're just going to keep driving it home and one of these days.
You
just
keep betting on a
throwing
long
darts.
shot, eventually you get rich. And I'm going to reap the benefits of this prediction.
Not if he does it first.
I dare you. I dare you.
Now you're tempting me. You're tempting me. No. You guys know I like to get really specific with at least one bold prediction.
Sure. That's the point.
I was 20 yards away from being right last week. And an Ohio State receiver would score a rushing touchdown. Garrett Wilson cut up the only rushing attempt by a receiver. He cut it up, and I'm watching on TV at home. I thought, from my angle, he was housing it. I thought that was it. Anyway, so going similar, the pop pass is back again.
Ooh.
2 pop pass touchdowns. One by Jackson Smith and Jigba, another by Emeka Ibuka. Let's go. Well, I don't care if it's in the third quarter, fourth quarter, first half. 2 pop pass for touchdowns.
All right.
It's fun.
Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau will get their first career sack. Each of them will pick up their first career sack on Saturday.
Isn't it kind of wild that Tuimoloau doesn't have one yet, the way he's played?
I mean, he's been very close, but early in the year he was in on a lot more of the rushing situations. Now he's been out there a lot more regularly in all downs, and so I think this weekend they both get their first one. I know it's a little tepid, but I'm feeling a touch wounded after the last couple weeks of going really grandiose and then feeling like I've fallen flat on my face. And I know there's people out there in the world on the YouTubes who are like, why do you guys even do this show? It's stupid. You just make up ridiculous claims.
You read the YouTube comments?
Yeah,
dangerous
I listen to
path.
everything you guys say out there, and it hurts. Austin, your turn.
It's okay, buddy. Did they keep track of my score prediction last week, though, in the comments, or no?
Yeah, it's 52-27.
No.
Austin, it's your turn.
The
There's
real
kind of a
one.
good actor.
He's the best there is. The best there was.
I'm the best there is, plain and simple.
1, 2, 3 and a half. That's the number of sacks Tyleik Williams is going to have on Saturday at noon.
Nice.
That guy is a monster. And you're talking about those two freshmen, Berm, they've been great. They play different roles. The pressure that's coming from the defensive tackles and on the interior, 3-tech nose, Haskell Garrett, those guys, I mean, they're really what's driving this engine for Ohio State right now. I don't know. I have to have Zach Bourne break this down on Buck IQ, like if that's part of the change of the overall defense, if they're calling some things differently. I know they're blitzing more. Like, what's going on up there? But it's all coming. I know the results are being driven by those 3 guys in the middle. And Tyleik Williams, my goodness, for somebody that wasn't talked a whole lot about as a recruit, Buckeyes are sure glad they have him.
He's been dynamic. Austin, it's Spencer's time again. Let's see what else he can come up with. Part 3.
It's weird.
Yeah, so a lot of predictions have already been taken. I feel like we're a little limited just the way that this game's probably going to go. It's
If
weird.
you could predict anything that happens in a game, Spencer, how could you be limited?
Here, so I got one. It's very bold. It's actually extremely bold considering who Maryland lost this week. Raheem Jarrett, one of the best. He is one of the best receivers in the Big Ten. Will have 0 catches for Maryland. There are
I really thought you were going the opposite way there. I was going to say
No.
he's going to have 3 catches for 170 yards and 3 touchdowns.
no.
That's
With-
usually the brand on this
Listen,
show.
Denzel Burke is a man who just locks people up. He does not give up much. Then you have Seven Banks, who obviously is hungry to have a breakout performance against one of the best receivers in the league. I think he'll take it personally and make sure that he shows that he's ready. And if Cameron Brown plays, he's the kind of corner that can keep up with a guy like Raheem Jarrett and really make life hard for him. Maryland might get up to around 200 or 300 yards passing in this game because they're going to have to throw the ball. I don't see how it involves Raheem Jarrett.
But with Demas out for the year, and if Jarrett doesn't have any catches, how on earth are they going to have 300 yards receiving?
It's going to have to go elsewhere. I'm just saying that Raheem Jarrett is a very good receiver, but these Ohio State cornerbacks are on a mission this year to really prove people wrong. And I just think this is the perfect time for them to, they've been, as weird as it is for an Ohio State defense to do, these corners have been really flying under the radar. And I don't understand how, because Cameron Brown and Denzel Burke have been so good, and Seven Banks has been trying to work his way back. I just think these guys are going to have a really nice game, and it involves shutting down one of the Big Ten's best receivers.
It's a lot of thorough analysis.
Yeah.
JT Tuimoloau strip sack.
Okay.
No one slips on the turf, and we're not
Oh,
talking
my
about that
goodness.
for the next week. Berm, go.
No slipping on the turf.
No turf slippage.
Slippage, I like
I've
that
got
word.
I mean, I was legitimately going to say that Raheem Jarrett was going to have like 170 yards
Well,
and 3
hey,
I
touchdowns.
think you should
And
definitely.
It's a
that's
fight
what I
then.
think. I think he is the only option for Maryland, and I think they are going to score some points against Ohio State because their offense is very wide open. The Buckeyes are going to score a lot of points. Maryland's going to throw the ball all over the place. They're going to throw interceptions. They're going to throw touchdowns. Raheem Jarrett is going to be one of those moments where Buckeyes fans are like, oh man, remember when the Buckeyes were recruiting him and they thought that is the largest insect
Their
I've ever
moth.
seen.
I felt it.
No,
It was right there.
that is huge. That's
That
Raheem.
dragonfly.
That's how Raheem Jarrett sneaks up on the
Is it-
Buckeyes.
is it
Raheem
Raheem
the
or
dragonfly.
I don't know.
Jarrett.
I thought it was Rakim.
Jarrett, number 5. That's how he's going to sneak up on the back half of the Buckeyes secondary. I think the issue here for Ohio State is not the cornerback play. I
He's
think
so rattled by that huge
I
mouth.
think it's the ability to get deep on the safeties that will allow him to make those plays, and that's why I think the
How
Buckeyes
deep?
all the way deep.
Oh no.
3.
Where's Bobby Carpenter when you need him?
170 yards and 3 touchdowns for Raheem Jarrett against Ohio
Then
State.
it's a fight.
wow.
Do you want to come over here since you guys are fighting now? You need some space. The
Bold
holdback guys.
prediction tussle,
A
huh?
lot of
Is that Rock'em Sock'em Romance
I'm more
motion?
interested in
Hey, put 'em up.
Come on over here.
I'm so glad we
I'm
live in this
interested
time.
in living in reality.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, Rakim Jarrett scoring 3 touchdowns against Ohio State doesn't seem like reality to me.
I guess we'll see.
I'm not sure that either of these two Jarrett-related predictions are living in a non-fantasy world.
Okay,
but
fine.
you know what is realistic?
A punt return for a touchdown?
Yes.
Okay, just get on with it. Let's get to the scores. Anyway, Spencer, what's the final
You know
score?
what's funny about this is he never writes. His written bold prediction that more people see is never the punt return because he wants to actually be right
No,
about
because
one.
he's doing this for you guys out there. He knows that it drives you nuts. One of these days he's going to hit on it, and then he's going to start the show by going, "So, Bam, what happened last week, and how did I feel?" Anyway, Spencer,
That's a good
Is that a good impression?
Yeah.
Spencer, let's get
It always sounds so different.
let's
when you
get
hear
your score impression.
Wait,
My man's going on
Garrett
Lettermen
Wilson.
with that.
punt return for a touchdown.
Okay,
It
great.
hasn't happened.
Spencer,
since 2000.
what is your final score prediction for Ohio State, Maryland, noon Saturday, Fox?
51 for the local team, the home team, and 20 for Maryland. I think this is a very, very bad time to be a Terp.
51-20.
Yeah.
So the spread was open at 21. The over/under, the total 69.5.
Nice.
Going very nice, almost nice. 49-21. So it gets right over that total. Buckeyes
Smash that
cover
over,
for
folks.
what, third straight week?
Yeah.
Smash that over.
In 2019, Ohio State beat Maryland 73-14. That Ohio State defense was significantly better than this one. That Maryland offense was significantly worse than this one. The Ohio State offense was led by Justin Fields, not C.J. Stroud. Everything else is, pretty even, Steven, across the board on offense. Also, there's still that cloud, that Chase Young cloud that people want to feel something about. 73-35 Buckeyes.
35.
I think Maryland's going to score points. The Buckeyes are going to score a lot of points. Maryland's going to do what Rutgers did, come out, get a couple of those cheapies.
Oh, and if you score 73 points, that's a lot of possessions.
Yeah, I think the Buckeyes, last week at Rutgers, Ohio State could have scored 100 points if they wanted. They didn't, because there's a lot of love between Greg Schiano and Ryan Day. I don't believe that such a love exists in this game, and therefore I don't think Ohio State, given the opportunity, understanding their place in the national landscape, has any desire to take its foot off the gas pedal anymore this year. 73-35.
You don't believe that there's, I will just say it, there is animosity towards that program, whether they were guilty in that situation or not. There is a belief there that happened, and they will run up the score in this game to the tune of 77-16. 77-16.
Is this going to be one of those scores where you actually I meant 77-37? I mean, come on, get to your real score.
That was a different impression.
Get to your real score. Let's go.
This is where I actually need to remind people the line is at 21, but shop around, folks. A lot of different.
Shop around.
I said it last week. There's a lot of different books out there. Get the best number you can. You take the points, give the points. But
that's really good advice, Spencer. I'm going to take that advice.
Find one of the top 5-10 sports books you can.
Smart.
And dive in.
All right, let's be done here.
Okay,
let's be done here.
66-16. That makes more sense.
Okay, it's going to be a very fun weekend to cover football. It's homecoming here in beautiful Columbus, Ohio. Can't wait. We're going to have full coverage of it, as we always do, at Lettermen Row. You can subscribe right now as part of the On3 Network for $10 for an entire year. And you can also find all of our videos here on our YouTube channel. You already did that. That's Zack Carpenter, Spencer Holbrook, Jeremy Birmingham. I am Austin Ward. We'll have full coverage, as said, at Lettermen Row, Ohio State and Maryland on Saturday at noon in the Horseshoe. See you then.